So today we are back in Rathdrum, Idaho, and we are going to talk a little bit about Rathdrum and some of the pros and cons about Rathdrum. We're utilizing niche.com today to give us some grades on what the Rathdrum area looks like. So if you've had any thoughts of visiting or moving to Rathdrum, Idaho, then this video is probably for you. Hi, I'm Reed Wilson with Living North Idaho Life, and we are in Rathdrum, Idaho today. We're going to talk about the Rathdrum area and some of those other areas that encumber in the Rathdrum area. So maybe you've seen some of our videos. We have done videos on the Rathdrum area. We did a video on the Spiral Ridge area, which is up here in this area. We have done Twin Lakes area, which encumbered a lot of this area out through here. And we have done Lone Mountain Estates, which is out in this area here, and up here. And so, and like I said, we did do a couple videos down here in the Rathdrum area to kind of give you some ideas, but all these areas here do encumber the Rathdrum area. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the Rathdrum area, so stay tuned. If you've ever thought about that area, you know, give us a like, give us a comment, you know, feel free to subscribe. In fact, we want you to subscribe, tap the bell so you can be notified every time we talk about some of the different items up here in the North Idaho area. This is a great little area right here. In fact, I currently live in the Rathdrum area. I moved from Dalton Gardens here just earlier this year. I really do like this Rathdrum area, and maybe this kind of, Rathdrum is a small town in Idaho with a population of 9,556. I know that's grown since this. Rathdrum is in Kootenai County. Coeur d'Alene is the county seat. Living in Rathdrum offers residents a suburban feel mix or a rural mix feel, and most residents own their homes. Many families live in Rathdrum, and residents tend to be conservative. The public schools in Rathdrum are above average. So there's some good things right there. As we look at some of the grading here, the overall niche grade is a B-, and we're going to talk about a few of these things. Let's take a look at the schools, because that's the first one on here. And as we take a look down here at the school system, we've had a lot of good rankings here with the schools. So you got the number 10 best school, high school in all of Idaho, the North Idaho STEM Charter Academy. 47 public elementary school, the Twin Lakes Elementary School. 83 public elementary school, the Greens Ferry Elementary. Best public high school, Coeur d'Alene Charter Academy. That's actually in Coeur d'Alene, so I don't know why they stuck it here. Here you've got the Betty Kiefer Elementary, that's in the Lakeland School District. Lakeland Senior High, number 44. So as you can see, we've got some great school systems there in that area that ranks, you know, on the higher end for a lot of these areas up here. So that has just been fantastic to have that here. I think that's a great draw for families. As we look at some of the Rathdrum rankings, best suburbs to raise a family in Idaho, number 4. Suburb with the best public schools in Idaho, number 6. Places with best public schools in Idaho, number 8. So, you know, we have some of these different rankings here. Some of these are pretty high, so, you know, young professionals, you know, that's not going to get anybody excited. But yeah, the school systems have been great here. I know we're like everywhere else up here in North Idaho. A lot of people moved in. I know they're pushing to, you know, get more teachers and to have the resources available for all the kids that have moved into this area. So that's always a concern. I know they've had some bonds that have come up over the past years, and so just something to keep in mind. Housing, we'll take a look at the real estate here, and I can tell right off the bat this is behind the times. So this is old news. Medium home price at $330,400. I know for a fact that is not correct. That is very low. I wish we could still get a medium priced home in that price range, but those days have long gone. In fact, I did some research. Medium sales price right now, and I know this has home value, but sales price drives value, or actually sold value, but you'll get the hint there. Medium sales price right now is sitting at $550,000. So we can see that's kind of gone up. Average sales price is at $707,804. So in these areas, we've got homes. I did a quick look. We've got mobile homes that start around that $79,000 range. Something in a park, and homes all the way up to about 2.6 million here in the area. So depending on some of these areas you're looking, if you're gonna be out here, you want lakefront property or something like that, you're gonna pay more out there. If you saw our video up here, Spiral Ridge, depending on acreage and size of home, same with Lone Mountain Estates. Now in the Rathdrum area, we're gonna see more of that suburb feel. So we talked about a lot of these newer suburbs out here. This is all pretty new right out here, and they're building, expanding out into some newer subdivisions right in there. These homes through here are going to, and that really kind of encumbers this area down through here. But most of those homes through that area, a lot of newer homes in these subdivisions, and like a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,000 square feet, you could get into high threes. But a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,400 to 1,600 square feet, you're going to be in that probably that 425 to 460, depending on where it's at and amenities. Let's see, there's also a newer subdivision coming in right out over here, and we're just going to keep seeing things as and there's a newer one right out over through here. So something to keep in mind. Also, if you're looking for, got some great homes, great family atmosphere, but there are some cons to some of these that you just got to be a little bit. We do have train tracks that come all the way up along through here. Now, the tracks do sit down lower, so you don't get the noise like you probably would in a lot of other areas, but you will hear you can hear the trains at night. There is also another set of tracks that comes across from Post Falls, and it comes across somewhere right in about here, and then it will roll up. And so that's something to keep in mind. That track is not as active, but every now and then you will get stuck here. Lancaster's a fairly busy road in and out, and so there's times you will get stuck here or coming up along through here. And so on the tracks right here in this area. Now you will hear them blow their horn as they come across through here and here. So if you are down in, let me kind of clean up my mess here a little bit. So if you are down in this subdivision here and you got the tracks, just know that out here you're going to hear the train. And so if you like trains, that's great. If you don't like trains, but it's one of those things that everybody says you get used to it, and it's not an issue. But if you're looking at the Rathdrum area and looking at different areas to be in, make sure you give us a call or text us, or if you have some concerns about that, to make sure you're not looking in areas that maybe is going to waste your time, and because you're not going to want to be there. Out here, if you saw our Twin Lakes video, you got the Twin Lakes out here. It's the golf community, beautiful community, sits there on Twin Lakes. It does have a little marina to it, and obviously you got the golf. You buy into a home into there, you do get your golf as it's part of your deed, and so you get golf for 2. They do have some other amenities out there, so fun little community right there. And then anything outside of there, a lot of these areas here along through here. You will have a lot of 1 to 5 acres, properties. Out here, you do get there's a lot of 5-acre parcels out through there, and then all along through these areas here is more 5-acre. And like I said, if you saw our Lone Mountain Estate video, it's just one of many subdivisions that offer 5-acre parcels that you can buy into the subdivision. And the nice thing about that is they take care of, you're going into a community that has water, and I think a lot of those you got to add your septic, but you have power and a lot of those things, and so you're not having to do a ton of infrastructure costs on something like that. So just something to keep in mind depending on what you're looking for. So we can help you out with all of that and help you land in the right area. And so let's move on here. Good for families, gotta be. And I with the way the school systems are, and as you can see here, outdoor activities and some of these different things are higher. So there's good reason, as you can see, some of the scoring. And right up here, number 4 in best suburbs to raise a family. So that would be, kind of relates well with this B grade. Jobs are showing at a B. So if you're looking to work in the area, it is a smaller town, as you can see by the population. The median household income they're showing is about $80,000. Places to work in Rathdrum, Nadine's. So Nadine's Mexican restaurant, probably some of the best food around. So if I worked there, I would be huge, because just fantastic food. But it's a small restaurant, so I don't know why they put that there. But like I said, Rathdrum is a smaller town, but some of the nice things about Rathdrum, if you're working, so there is easy access from Rathdrum. If you are going to be working in some of these other areas, down here gets you right to Post Falls and Spokane. So you can run this Highway 53 right into the backside of Spokane if you're coming into Spokane Valley or into Spokane, or if you're working in here over to Hayden or Coeur d'Alene, there are some easy access. So that might help give you. I-90 comes on across here. So most of the jobs, if you're working, you're probably not working in Rathdrum. You're probably commuting from Rathdrum back into one of these other areas where your job is at. So cost of living, we're showing a C. Now I do know that we've got one grocery store out here, the Super One. I think the prices are a little higher than what you can get at Walmart or Costco or maybe even the Fred Meyer's, but it's close. So if you're just looking for something easy access, want to run in and grab a few things, but it's not hard to get into some of these other areas with for shopping. We've got Walmart sits right off the highway right here. You've got Costco, which sits right down in this area here. Actually, it's about right here. Got Fred Meyer's over here. So that there is easy access to any of these areas to come over and do some shopping. There is some shopping here in Post Falls, so it's not a hard commute in if you just need to go and get your weekly supply of groceries. So that's something to keep in mind. Outdoor activities, you've got the lake that's here, and let's kind of blow this back up. You got Hauser Lake right over here for great fishing. You got Twin Lakes right out here for great fishing. You do have state of Idaho land out into some of these areas, and so there is access to areas if you're wanting to go hunt on Rathdrum Mountain up here. There is walking trails and biking and all that type of stuff. So there are some great areas, and then of course in these communities there are some great walking paths and stuff like that. So if you just like being out into nature and you're close to everything here, As you can see, you got Farragut State Park that sits right out here. So a lot of access to great outdoor activities. And so, if that's what you like to do, let's take a look at crime and safety. It does show below the average. We see assault here at 66 with nationals 282. 0, thank goodness, in this area. Robbery 11.2. We've got some of these others. I got to be careful what I say out loud because YouTube monitors me. But you got burglary here at 156 versus 500, theft and motor vehicle theft. So some of these things here, just kind of, like I said, I live out here. I don't really hear of many problems. I don't think we have a lot of issues here. So something to keep in mind. Nightlife. There's not a huge nightlife here. There are some little coffee shops. There are some places. If you're looking to go out and have dinner, have a drink, there are a few places here. It is close to. Obviously we're close to Coeur d'Alene, so a lot of your best restaurants are going to be down in that area, higher traffic areas, and we're not far from Hayden and along that Highway 95 and or even Post Falls for that matter. You're 10 minutes away to go and have a nice dinner. So if having dinner or getting a drink or something like that, you'll find about whatever you're looking for there. But there's not a huge nightlife that I know of here in this Rathdrum area. So diversity, they're showing at a B. And I don't know if we'll look at diversity. I don't think we're a very diverse. Here's some demographics. It doesn't look really diverse. So if you are a diverse person, then come on up. Come in, help us get a little more diverse. But as you can see with the ages, there's a great spread. So you can tell there's a lot of families here in the area based on where the age groups play out. A lot of these areas that we talk about, it's really heavy on maybe the 55 and up and more of a retirement area. But we do get a fair amount of people coming to retire here in this area. But we do, as you can see here, it is pretty well leveled out. So weather's going to be a big one here. Rathdrum happens to sit in a snow belt. That is something to remember. In Rathdrum, you are going to get twice the amount of snow as you're going to see in the Coeur d'Alene area. Coeur d'Alene gets snow, but it's not overwhelming. They're at 2,300 elevation. Probably not a whole lot different here in the Rathdrum area, but because of the way I'm guessing the mountains and some of that stuff, they do get a lot more snow in the Rathdrum area and going north from Rathdrum. So that is something to keep in mind. The weather, though, is like anywhere else here in the north, some of these North Idaho areas, your average temperature is going to sit probably in that low 30s during the winter. We do get some temperatures that will be down in the single digits. If you've watched some of my other videos on this, the early spring, late fall is actually my worst time here. It's rainy a lot, it's dark, cloudy, cold, not a lot of fun. So I don't really enjoy the early spring, late fall. But late spring, early fall is great. We are late September right now, and just beautiful weather. It's been in the 70s, and Saturday's going to be 80, but then Sunday 65. So that's kind of what you can expect in the late spring, early fall. But beautiful. If you like to get out and hike or bike or any of those things, it's perfect weather for doing a lot of those type activities. So as far as the winter, we typically get a snowfall, late November. Doesn't always stick, and then typically we start getting snow before Christmas, and then by the end of February, early March, the snow is melting off. It may still snow, but typically what happens, because it's warmed up a little more, is it'll snow and then turn to rain, and it kind of goes away. So we don't have a long drawn out winter here. And then summers are beautiful. You will get days that are in the low hundreds. And especially through July, a lot of days in that high 90s, mid to high 90s in August, and through the first part of September. and then it starts kind of cooling off. But summers are absolutely beautiful here. You know, great time to get out on the lake or get out and do a lot of those outdoor activities. So health and fitness, they got to be, and I'm just assuming that is because of, you know, you got high outdoor activities, and you know, just I think the more people love getting out, probably really relates to the health and fitness. And then the commute, it's really easy to get around. Shown a B-, it's really easy to get around Rathdrum, but it's also very easy to get into a lot of these other areas. You know, like I said, showed you on the map, if you're commuting into the Spokane area or to Hayden, Post Falls, or you got to go downtown, it's really not from out here in Rathdrum to get all the way downtown, maybe by the resort, is about a 30-minute drive, 25-30 minutes, depending on traffic and time of year. So it's not a bad drive. You know, I know we touched on cost of living real quick, and I should have expanded more. It does come in as a C, and I think the biggest overall problem with the cost of living is probably the housing right now, just because everything up here is a little more expensive. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, great area. Let's take a look at just a few of the reviews that we're seeing now. We got 41 reviews. This one here, 5-star. Rathdrum has been a lovely experience because it's a quiet farm town. It is close enough to bigger cities for shopping and school, but far enough away to stay out of the chaotic hustle and traffic. And that is true. You get down into some of those areas in Coeur d'Alene, it is a destination place. And so as the tourists come in, just know traffic is going to be different, parking and you know, some of those things, maybe where you want to go eat. And so you just maybe have to do a little more planning ahead. Here's another one, 4-star. Rathdrum is a great place to live. While it feels very rural, it's within proximity to many other beautiful cities. It's a relatively short drive north to Sandpoint and Farragut Park, but also a short drive south Coeur d'Alene or Hayden. The natural scenery of Rathdrum is also beautiful. Rathdrum Mountain is not only stunning, but a great place to hike. So we did talk about that a little bit, about you know, there's great places right there. Let's take a look. You know, here we've got 8 excellent, 17 4-star, 12 3-star. Here's one poor. Let's take a look at a poor. Houses are too close to each other and somewhat homogeneous, lots of vacant lots. Okay, I do know they're building out a lot of areas. So, oh, that was back in 2016. So we really don't have anything much newer in the poor. Not many restaurants to choose from. There are not a lot of companies to work for. We talked a little bit about that. So anyway, 41 reviews. You know, it looks like the majority is this 4 and 5 stars. So anyway, that might give you some idea of what it's like here. But if you're looking at the Rathdrum area or any of these other areas, give us a call, shoot us a text. We're never too busy for you. Me and my team are happy to help you out, and we can answer your questions, point you in the right directions, and you know, would love to talk to you about your goals or what you're trying to do. But Rathdrum is a fantastic area. If you don't mind a few train tracks and a little more snow, other than that, it is just a fantastic area. But maybe that's not the place for you, so we can help you find the place that's going to best suit you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.